Milk is part of the school meal program, but not always the first choice for children at the lunch table. So, Midwest Dairy is looking for ways to weave dairy into other parts of the meal. Julie Mattson Ostrow, Midwest Dairy's Vice President of Dairy Experience and Wellness, says Midwest Dairy created ways to allow children other options for nutritious dairy products.
So we've had some really good success in helping support various programs. One of them is a breakfast program. Having something at mid-morning really helps to fuel their brain. We also work with schools to provide some support, especially in this last year with the pandemic and having to serve in alternative methods, some that were remote. One of the really exciting dairy food schools are really turning towards our smoothies, made with milk and made with yogurt. There's also one super simple, kids love it in school, that we're promoting. It's called hot chocolate milk. This is simply chocolate milk that you have in a carton that is warmed up, and it's amazing. It's delicious, and how simple could that be?
She says the work helps build trust between students and dairy and focuses on them choosing dairy outside the school building as well.
They're 100% of our future consumers. So the things that we can do to show them how delicious dairy is and in various ways will carry over into that next part of their life. So we're working to show them not only does it taste good and it's good for you, but it's also good for the planet. Kids want to know that. They want to know where their food's coming from and that the people who produced it took care to do that and did so responsibly. And dairy farmers have an awesome story to share.
Unfortunately, the pandemic shows that more and more children are food insecure,
which means they don't know where their next meal is coming from. If you think about it, schools are probably almost the largest restaurant in the entire community. They're a large feeder of people, and too many students have become food insecure. Families don't have enough money, enough resources to feed everybody and feed them in a nutritious way. The school meal program does that. And so this year, again, USDA granted a waiver, so all meals, every single student in that school can eat at no charge.
Working with large school districts in the Midwest Dairy states, they can test and prove out the programs and provide toolkits for all school districts. One example of that comes from the Wichita, Kansas school district.
They've not only implemented what's called a second chance breakfast. So again, students who come to school and maybe didn't get enough to eat, or if they were like my kids, you could barely get them onto the bus, forget about getting any food into them, but they have a second chance to have breakfast at school. And we also added a smoothie program, which has been phenomenal in 13 of their middle and high schools last year. That resulted in over 200,000 added pounds of milk above what they were usually serving.
Mattson Ostrow adds it's important to incorporate milk and dairy products into school food service opportunities for students and adults to enjoy because of its nutritional value.
Milk is a powerhouse, and dairy products provide lots of great nutrition. We now know that milk actually has 13 essential nutrients. And everybody usually thinks of calcium, but we also look at protein and lots of other minerals and vitamins that are really important for health. Plus, there's so much comfort food in dairy, things like ice cream, mac and cheese, pizza, lots of really delicious kinds of foods that everybody needs to help them not only stay healthy, but they can also provide that kind of relaxation and calming, which I think is something we all desperately need over the last couple of years.
Learn more and find resources available at MidwestDairy.com. Michael Clements reporting.